All right. So do you guys still see my screen with the kind of the update on fast track trading? Do you guys still see that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So on this short presentation, I want to talk about uh, my personal updates on the accounts that I have with Fast Track. It's been a while since I updated you guys, and I also want to share my personal opinions about this organization or this prop firm so that our people can make a better judgment as to what they're going to do or what will they do should they come across um, the firm and need to make a decision whether to trade on this prop firm or not. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to give you guys a little bit about history of my account. Um, so this account, I started back in August 27th. So you can count this as the first week, even though it's start on Tuesday. So that's week one, and then we have 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 weeks. Um, if you include the first week of, I mean, last week of August, so there's 5 weeks there, and then 6, 7. So if we add today to the missing day from the Monday of the 26th, August 26th, then the account's been alive for exactly 7 weeks. Okay. Now, within that 7 weeks, how did I do? I had a loss on the third day, and then I had another huge loss here on September 26th. That's actually 13,000, but I traded back, and I only ended up with a negative 6,000 for the day. But every other day, ever since, it's been green. So um, I'm pretty happy with the results I have. The account right now, it's sitting at 62,000 net. And that's after they deducted the 6,000 for the first payout and got approved for the second payout. And so they already deducted 6,000. So a total of 68,000 for about 7 weeks. I think that's pretty good. Roughly about 10,000 a week. So um, I think if I can do that with 20 accounts, I'll be very happy. All right. No, but I have just this one that it's doing well. I blew up the other ones. Okay, so um, the account's been alive for 7 weeks and sitting there. Uh, why do I feel like I need to talk about this? Because there have been some changes that I think it's critical for us to think about moving forward. Um, before I joined the organization at first, when we first introduced, uh, when the firm was first introduced to me, the firm would allow 20 personal accounts and 20 business accounts, a total of 40 accounts per household. But now they reduce it to only 20 accounts per household. There's no um, there's no more. Okay, 20 accounts is still a lot. If we do well, 20 accounts, as I've been saying, if we can do um, a 1K day for 20 accounts, that's 20,000 per day, right? And for a week, that's 100,000. That's kind of insane. For if we could have that kind of income, I think that life would be very different for us. So, um, but but that change, I really don't care. I think 20 accounts is sufficient for me. Okay, so that doesn't really bother me. Uh, the problems I have with FTT are the following changes, right? The first thing that really annoying it's really annoying is they have been delaying payouts. So if you count the weeks, I've been trading for 7 weeks. If we just say that if we get payout every 2 weeks, I should have already received my third payout, but I got my first payout. The second payout I requested on September 22nd. It never got approved. And then they made a change to automated approval, and I requested on the 7th, and it was approved on the 9th. So not sure when I'm going to get the second payout. Okay. So the delay really hurts. If we want to run this as a business, and let's say that we need money and they're not paying us, then we're screwed, right? If our bills are due and we need this money and they're not paying us, then that's a big problem. Fortunately, I kind of need the money, but I can wait a little bit. So it's okay. All right. Now, the changes that really got me mad are the following, right? The changes to the consistency calculation, it's really, really odd. Whether it's intentional or an error, I ask in the chat room, and some of the tech support, some of the people in there say it was intentional. Some people say it's an error and it will be fixed. But whatever it is, it's messing up traders' mindset. When you're making money and your consistency rule comes out incorrect, you just get confused, and then you don't want to trade anymore, or you lose hope, right? It's almost like, what the heck, right? So let's look at my situation, right? If we look at this and we say, okay, so since I started a new period, these are the trades, right? These are the trades from the 8th. I request on the 7th, so they didn't basically the day on the 7th is gone. But the 7th, when I requested on the 7th in the morning, the 7th should have been recorded as the first day, but it's not. And so if you wait 10 days to record to make a new request, but the recording actually hits the 11th day, then you are losing the let me take that back. You cannot make the request until you have 10 full trading days. And then if you make your request on the 11th day, but it doesn't get recorded until the 12th day, your 11th day is completely missing. So that's, to me, having one day off delay, I think that is still kind of not right, but not the big deal, right? The big deal is this, is that since the new period begins, I got 3,500, 1,900, 36, 26, 22. So if I add those up, it becomes 14,000, right? If I add those up, it's 14,000. But if I look at the way that they had it, they said, okay, since the new period, I have made 11,000. I'm missing 3,000. But if you take the 3,000 that I requested, then it's exactly 11,000, right? So what they did is that they subtracted the payout from the future period, and basically that would mean that you started with a $3,000 loss right off the back. Okay, so let's say that your new trading day, now you begin your first period. Okay, so if you make $1,000, guess what? Your first day trading, it's going to be 1,000 minus 3,000. That's going to be your P&L because you have a $3,000 hole. So your P&L is going to be negative 0.5. It makes no sense to have negative P&L, right? That means that you didn't have a loss, but you experienced a loss. Okay, so let's say that the second day you make another 1,000, and then this becomes 2,000 because you got to add it. It's cumulative, right? So now you get 3,000. And now this P&L is actually minus 100%, right? So that's going to be 100%. And if you roll this up, then that's also 100% because now you got to do it for every day. Okay. Now, if you have this, and then if you ended up making the third day, right? If you ended up making the third day, now your total is going to be 3,000 minus 3,000. It's going to be 0, and your consistency calculation is going to be undefined. So this completely messed up your calculation altogether, right? So hopefully this is an error and they'll fix it. Now, if they're going to assume that no matter what they do, right, no matter what they do, they're just going to take the 10 days total and then subtract the 3,000 and make the calculation from there. So if that is the case, right, if that is the case, then let's say that if you are doing 600 per day, okay, 600 per day times 10 days, that's 6,000. Okay, oops. Come. Okay, all right. Can't do that. All right, now that's 6,000. If we have 6,000, then our calculation is going to be that we are going to have the 6,000. Your P&L is really going to be the 6,000 minus the 3,000. And even though you make 6,000 at 10 days, your effective P&L is only 3,000. So if you have 3,000, that's the minimum, right? That's the minimum that you gotta make in order to withdraw. But if you take your no matter what you do on that 6,000, let's say that in 600, right? So if it's 600, then 600, that's 3,000, and that's going to be 6,000 divided by that. Okay, so you got to make 6,000 at minimum per day for that 10 days for you to be able to meet the 20%. Anything less is not going to give to you. Okay, so this whole thing, I think this calculation is completely messed up. I think if it's just an error, it's very easy to fix. Okay, but let's see if they're going to fix it. I don't know if they're going to fix it. But what's very clear is that they said that you have to, okay, before you can withdraw, your current earning or your current period gain has to be greater than the previous requested payout. And you have to maintain a 20% consistency. What that means is that if you withdraw $3,000, then you have to make another $3,000 for you to qualify to withdraw again, right? Now, I think for account that you barely qualify and you do the payout request, I think this makes sense because then you don't have any cushion. You basically request everything that you made. But it makes no sense for someone who has $62,000. If I make requests, if I put in a request that was $3,000, and if I can't make another $3,000, I can't touch the $62,000. That makes no sense to me, right? That means that even if I have 100,000 in the account, I can't touch it because I can only withdraw what I make from the current period. Because the requirement is that I have to make enough to cover the previous request, right? So after the 8 weeks, they said that you could request double the amount. Let's say that I get to withdraw 6,000, but if I withdraw 6,000, then I have to make 6,000 for the next 10 days. So even if I have $100,000, $200,000 in the account, I can't touch it, right? The money I withdraw, it's always going to be from fresh earning. So at some point, where is the money? At some point, I'm going to ask, when do I have access to my money? Right? So this is a big concern to me, because one of the primary objective for me is to take this account for the next 8 months. And at 8 months, I'm calculating this account should be $150 to $200,000, right? But if I can't touch it, that's really SOL, right? So why would I work that hard to take this account to that level if I can't touch the money? So this is a big concern that I have with FTT now. Okay. So here, after seeing all this problem, my opinions on FTT kind of flip. Not 180, but maybe 60 degree. Right? Originally, FTT has a really good intention. What they want for the traders to do and what they're trying to do for the traders were really good. And then the good traders jumped over, and now they are saying, well, we got to change rules. All the rules that they change, the one thing that really bothers me is the fact that you can only withdraw if you fill the hole that you remove, and that means that no matter what amount of money you have in your account, you can't touch it, and that's a big problem to me.
So that is spelled in writing somewhere?
That was posted by the CEO. It's if you go into their Discord and you just go into their announcement, it's still in there. Okay. So this is a big problem to me. Let's say that the $62,000, let's say that if that's already in TSX, right? If that's in TSX, and
Can
I
you
have
spend
already been 30 days,
a minute going to the Discord and show us that?
if I have this in TSX, that $62,000 would be completely accessible to me. I've been trading for 30 days in that organization. So let me show you what the announcement is, right? So can we search in here? I wonder if we can search in here, right?
I'm sure with regular text search
Okay,
you should be able
so
to.
let me see. It was actually I saw the post in here, but it was actually Jack who copied and posted in our channel. So let's go back. I don't think it's that far up. Um, I only wanted to search for Scott. Okay, so okay, so that filters it out. Okay, so let me see. No, it does not filter, just only Scott. It has all these other guys. Um, I'll have to find it and then show it to you guys. But that was very clear that I saw it in their post, and well, my 10 minutes reminder just popped. So I'll have to find it and show it to you guys. Um, but it was announced that you're gonna have to make whatever you withdraw. That was very clear. It was posted. Okay.
So basically, there's no point in making $100,000 when you can't do jack about it.
Yeah, yeah. Up until they move you to a live account, right? Assuming that they'll do that. If they don't, then you are SOL forever, right?
True.
Yeah. If they don't move you, then you are completely fucked. Excuse my French, but that's the definition of it, right? You are, no matter what amount you are making, you are limited to $3,000 every 2 weeks, and you cannot touch the rest. And so this is a big, big turn off for me. And uh, I don't know if the other good traders are realizing this, but to me, it makes no sense for me to invest in this firm.
I'm
Um,
sure if average person like you and me can see that in fine print, many other smarter traders can see that prior to you and me seeing it.
yeah. So here's my stand, right? Is that before I love FTT, but while the changes right now, it's only so-so. Okay. Um, with all the changes coupled with the delay in payout, I think it's becoming less and less attractive to me compared to the likes of TSX. Even though with TSX, it's you have to make 9,000 first without getting any payment, but thereafter, if you're successful, then you have better access to your fund, and you have up to 50% access to your fund up to 30 days, and after that, 100% access to your fund. Um, so I think that if you are a good trader, and I believe some of you are, uh, it doesn't make any sense to develop or to build FTT accounts. If you're gonna do anything with FTT, then you're just gonna milk the minimum, withdraw the $3,000 every month, every other week. It's fine, but it makes no sense for you to work your ass off to get to a point where you are doing $3,000 a day and you can only withdraw $3,000 every 2 weeks, and the rest you can touch. Why would you go through all that stress if you can't touch it, right? So that's my
Yeah,
update
so
to you
so
guys.
why would you do 3,000 when you cannot even do anything about it? So why
Yeah,
would just do 400 and be done?
yeah, yeah. So, well, actually, with the new rules, you have to do at least $600 a day, because I showed you guys the calculation is that if you don't have $6,000 a day, you don't meet the quality. You don't even fill the gap and do meet the minimum 20%, right? So you got to do at least that in order for you to qualify. And it's kind of bad, right? So right now, I'm sitting at 14,000 this period, and I still have 4 more days. So I'm projecting to hit about 17, 18, depending on how this week go. I mean, how the next 4 days go. But I'm kind of losing momentum here because when I realized that I can't touch any of the money I make, man, you know, um, it's really upsetting, right? So anyway, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the presentation. I hope I didn't scare you guys off.
No, it's informational. It's good to know the updates of what everything is and perspective into anything is good.
Yeah. All right, guys. Any questions for me? No?
Not from me.
Okay. All right.
Wait, there are a couple chat messages.
Hold on. How do I pull the chats? Okay, hold on.
Just click on the chat message.
Yeah.
Message.
Uh,
So Pierre is asking, show us your strategy.
we don't have the time. If you guys want to see it, then we're gonna have to rehost because this thing will end in 3 minutes. So it's it's really not enough time. But I can rehost. I can do a couple trade so that you guys can see how I trade. Um, and I'll be more than happy to show you guys the trades. It's much too hard to explain, but I can show you. Um, all right. Any other questions? Yeah, you're welcome. All right. I hope you guys have a good night, and don't get scared after seeing what I just showed you guys. Maybe after 7 or 8 months, we'll have access to the fund, right? But if not, then we're kind of screwed. Okay. All right. That's enough. Thank you, everyone.